Hi, ladies. I'm super excited for another phenomenal podcast that I'm going to be having with my partner, Manuela, and I'm super excited about this topic today. Today, we're going to be talking about sales. I know a lot of you watching are struggling with sales, so you definitely want to listen in on this conversation because we're going to be sharing some really awesome tips with you. And I'm Kay McKenzie, a marketing coach, one of the founder of the Women in Alignment Facebook group, and I help women to grow their business, high ticket coaches specifically. So if that's you, I'm definitely going to be talking to you as well. Manuela, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Perfect. So my name is Manuela. I'm the owner of Two Side Acquisitions, and at the moment, we are doing a beautiful partnership here. So yeah, I'm a marketing strategist. It's been almost 9 years now with the marketing agency. So yeah, super excited to be talking about sales.
Awesome. All right. So, ladies, I know a lot of you are struggling with sales, and that's because you are skipping a really important process when it comes to sales. Marketing and sales is a lot like dating. I see this a lot of people they meet someone and immediately they pitch their offers and services without giving values, or they're skipping the dating part. It's like meeting someone and said, hey, you want to make a commitment? And they haven't really gotten to know you. And sales should actually be a really easy process if you do it like you're having a conversation or a coffee, a coffee conversation or a coffee chat with someone. It makes it a lot easier. Manuel, do you want to add to this? Any points that you want to share here?
Yeah, no, I think you are totally right. Jumping on a call or starting a GM conversation without doing a couple of steps before and a couple of steps during the conversation, your sales calls are going to drop. Especially today that we are having a trust crisis online. People are more skeptical. They're not just going to take their credit cards and hand to you easy as that. So there are lots of steps we need to focus on to increase these conversion rates. And the reality is leads are so expensive. The social media content distribution is like really low. Getting new clients and new leads interested in your service, qualified leads, is super hard today. So when you jump in a sales call or in a GM and you don't convert them, it's like, I just lost a huge potential lead. I'm not sure when the next one is coming. So if that's your case, you need to go watch some of our other podcasts, right? But if you're having the leads, but you're still not having the conversions, let's talk about a couple of things that we can do to prevent that.
Certainly. And I love that you touched on qualified leads. Not everyone is going to be qualified for your offer. You want to keep that in mind. This is why it's so important to have a specific niche and to tailor your messaging to reach the right people. And also you have a qualification step that they go through before they get on a call with you, because time is one of our most valuable resources. We can always get back more money, but we cannot get back time. So you want to make sure that you're spending your time wisely by doing the steps that we were talking about, getting the right kind of people, make sure you're attracting the right kind of offers, kind of clients or potential clients for your business. And you want to make sure that they're aligned with your offer too. And I think you need to be clear on about, who your client is, what your offer is about, and what your solution is for those people. And once you're clear on that, you'll understand that your offer isn't for everyone. So it's really important to note that as well.
Yeah, perfect. All right. So, okay, we're going to divide this podcast into two segments. Okay. So to increase the conversion rates at the moment, for example, I have 59.9 conversion rates when I jump in a sales call, which is great. And why? Like, I wasn't born like this. It was part of a training. Okay. I never done a proper sales training, but it was like a lot of experience and a lot of going there. So what are the things that we need to be aware of? First, we have the pre-call and then we have the call. Okay. So for the pre-call, we need to start here because, as you said, if you don't do this part well, the value, increasing their level of awareness, if your marketing isn't preparing your prospect for the sale, they're going to arrive in the sales call having no idea who you are, no idea what you do, no idea what you offer. And then you're going to spend 45 minutes educating them. And then suddenly the call is over and
No.
you didn't have time to do any pitch. First step, pre-call, right? We need, as soon as they book the call and before, they need to start being educated. And as you said, if you know who you're talking to, if you know your ideal client, if you know exactly what their pains are and their desires, you know their objections. You know what's holding them back from purchasing from you. You know what's in the back of their heads. So basically, gathering this information and creating a sequence, it can be emails, it can be, text messages, it can be someone calling them to go through the sequence, a setter, taking them through this journey to prepare them to arrive in the sales conversation with you. So a lot of the times people book the call and that's it. They just send reminders and that's pretty much it. No, this is the essential part of your sales. This should be 80% of your sales, okay? The pre-sales call should represent 80% of your sales. So I just wanted to start here. We're not going to go too deep here. I prepared a YouTube video only about this. We're going to talk about the sales call in this video. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. And another important thing to keep in mind on sales or doing sales is asking the right questions. That's how you get to qualify, the caller before they get on the call. If you're asking the right questions, then it makes it a lot easier. It makes the pitch so much easier because you have so much information about them. That would be useful on the call. I've had some recent experiences where someone would invite me on a call, give me the impression they just wanted to help. I had no idea it would be a sales call, and they give advice and they would tell me what my problem is. They didn't ask; they would just tell me what my problem is, and then say, "Hey, pay me X amount." And I'm like, "That's not my problem, and I'm not going to pay. I know nothing about you." So
Exactly.
you want to make sure that you're asking the right questions as well. So I just
Yeah.
wanted to share that tip.
No, that's great. Like adding a pre-qualification questionnaire in your booking page is going to help you get prepared for the call, number one. And secondly, to cancel calls in your calendar that are not your ideal clients. Okay. Because I love that you said that. Some people, they are good in sales. Some people, they are really good in sales, but their problem is that they are not receiving qualified leads. That's a completely different problem. So when they calculate their sales stats, they are like, oh, I'm only converting 10%. And then I'm like, okay, but how many of those people that you did the call are actually qualified? They could actually buy from you. They didn't purchase, but they could. Let's say from 130. So, and how many did you convert? 10. So your conversion is not 10%. Your conversion is like 30%, right? 33%, because you're only seeing the qualified people. So again, if you're having a lot of calls and they're not qualified, stop this video and go watch our other videos about marketing and how to attract qualified leads, okay? But if your problem is actually sales, then let's jump into that right now, okay? Right, so first things first, Kate, asking the right questions. Same thing that you said before is going to apply here. Your sales calls, people are just going to convert if you take them through their emotional journey. And the problem with most experts, so if you're doing your own sales call, you're going to get into a trap that I'm just going to take you out right now. You are the expert. So when someone tells you, oh, you ask, okay, so what's happening? Like, why did you book this call? Oh, because I want to increase my leads, da da da. And so what have you been doing to increase your leads? I've been doing referrals, master classes, this, and that. And then you as the expert, you would be like, oh yeah, no, these strategies, they do not work anymore, right? And then you're gonna start coaching the person, not necessarily coaching, but mentoring the person. And that's not what we want right now. So rule number one, in a sales call, you're not the expert. Sales is a completely different movement. It's not an educational movement. It is a connection movement, and it is about taking the prospect into a journey inside their own world to understand that what is happening is not just so simple. It's something that is truly affecting their lives, and it's something they need to change because human beings don't like changing. So they will only change if they perceive that. And your job as the sales person is to help them go through this journey with you there, helping them anchor. So your job is to help them. So rule number one in sales, forget about yourself. Don't take things personally.
Absolutely, absolutely. And one of the things to remember as well, you know, I'm sales is not my favorite part, but I understand the process. I understand the psychology of it, and I think it's really important to be authentic as well. You truly can help this person that's on the call with you, and you can truly give them value. And as Manuela said, you want to take them on a journey inside the heads, take them on an emotional journey. That's absolutely important, but you want to make sure you're being authentic as well, because there are some people on the call, they know when you're being genuine and when you're not being not. So hopefully you can be genuine. If you're really passionate about what you do and you love what you do, that should make it easy for you. You're being authentic because you truly believe what you are offering them is absolutely valuable. So you want to keep that in mind as well, being authentic.
Yeah, I love that. That is so true. And especially because you are there to hold the space for the other person. And if you're not being authentic, how can you hold the space? So the journey to sales is first, in the first few minutes of your conversation, you're gonna get their why. People are only going to stay 45 minutes in a call with you if they have a strong why. So you're gonna start there. Some people, they start with too much reporting and the weather and this and that, and 10 minutes is gone with the sales call. No. Start directly. So why are you here? Okay, so what brought you here today? What was about the content you saw that caught your attention and made you book this call? Okay, cool. We got their why, right? And if you can't because they are not giving you, you're gonna probe. So probing is the number one rule for sales, right? Once you get their why, now you're gonna have to understand their problem. That's where you're gonna spend probably 8 minutes of your time. Okay, so the majority of your time is gonna be here, diving into what they're doing, what their problems are, what have they tried before, why this is not working. Really do a deep analysis with them, because number one, even if they don't buy from you, they're gonna have so much clarity after the sales call, right? Because you're gonna be asking questions that they've never asked themselves. Once you got the problem, so we got them up, they have a why. We're gonna go down a little bit because remember, if we don't touch the pain, they don't change. That's human nature. Once we go here, we are gonna go up again and we're gonna go into positive state. So okay, Kate, imagine that we are able to work together and truly attract the ideal clients that you're wanting on autopilot while you're sleeping. And most importantly, combine this with human and AI. What would that do to your business? I mean, describe to me, what would you do every single day? How would that impact your family, this and that? So that's the positive state. We're going to dream with the client. We're going to go through the emotion. And if you're doing this correctly, at this stage, they are going there. They are dreaming, right? Some people are crying. Once you put them up again, consequence. That's the most important part of your sales call. You're going to ask questions that makes them understand the urgency, right? They understand they need to change now. They need to understand that they need to change now, not tomorrow, not in a month, now. This is the simple flow of a sales call. And on top of that, we're going to have other things, but this is what you need to do. Go through an emotional journey, and your pitch is going to be 5% of that. Okay. If you do this right, you're not going to have objections. You're not going to have people saying they don't have money, all of this, because you're preventing from the start. Okay. And the only thing you can do that is through emotions, because your rational mind, your neocortex, they talk. So they're going to ask more questions, and they want to know more information. So if your sales calls are not engaging with you emotionally, it's probably because you're going too deeply in the neocortex. You're staying too much in the rational part. That's not the realms that you want to go for. You want to go for the limbic system. That's the one that is going to make the decision for you. So you need to talk to the right person, right? You're talking to the child. You need to talk to their parents. So that's number one thing that you need to do in your sales calls to increase conversions.
Yes, certainly. You need to make it a lot about the client and not so much about you. And you don't want to spend too much time on the how unless they ask. You can give them like a brief overview. I know people are saying, oh, this is what I do. I do it this way. We spend this time. I have this. I have this. I have this. You're going to lose a client on the call if you keep up, if you do that as Manuel. So you want to make it just an emotional call and take them on that journey. And if you're doing the processes before they get on the call, you eliminate all that kind of distraction or distractional conversation. On the call, you just get right to it. You play with that emotion, go on that phenomenal journey with the client. You create a picture for them, which is the outcome that they want to desire. A lot of people, what they ultimately want is to have freedom. You know, if they're business owners, they want more freedom in their business, or it depends on, you know, what you're offering. It could be in the health industry. So you want to create like a happy life or lifetime, more time with the family. So you want to paint that picture with them and make them believe that it is possible to achieve what they desire so much. So these are some really, really phenomenal tips. I hope you're taking notes while you're watching this as well.
Yeah, and look, you can only excel in sales when you start understanding that nothing is against you. The client is a complex human being in front of you. So when they have, for example, objections of trust in the beginning of a sales call, they are quiet, not giving you many answers, etc. What are they telling you? So because if you take it personally, you're gonna be like, oh, this is not gonna work out, I'm not gonna convert this call. Your mind is gonna start talking so many things. But if you stop for a second and you look at the person, you're gonna be like, okay, I can feel that you are, not really engaging in this conversation. So I just wanted to bring this up. Like, I understand. Do you want to talk about this? So if you feel a resistance in your sales call, that's already a sign of an objection. What most people do, they follow the script. What your guys are gonna do now, you're gonna stop what you're doing and you're gonna probe. You're gonna ask questions. Because the sooner you break the objection from the client, the sooner you will prevent the objection coming in the end. Because in the beginning of the call, you have 45 minutes to break objections. In the end, you have 5 to 10 minutes max. So you don't want to have objections. You want to prevent them, right? And when some clients, they are not following the script, I remember for me, it was like, oh my gosh, they are not following the script. What am I going to do? The sale is lost. Don't take it personally. Go into their world. So what are they feeling right now? I think they don't know me. And, I need to make them a bit more comfortable, or I need to talk about this, illuminate the problems that they are bringing to you without taking them personally, because then you can actually help them. That's their true thing that is holding them back, this exactly limiting belief that is showing up in your sales call. That's what's holding them back. So if you can help them go past that, number one, they're going to end up buying from you. Number two, they're going to end up having amazing results. So it is your job to, help them go through these barriers and get into, your program so you can truly help them, right? You don't want them to go to somebody else that you don't trust. You trust yourself. You know what you do. So you want to help this person. And to help this person, we need to forget about these marketers that say script, sales, copywriting, etc. Humanize this human being. They are not a prospect in a sales call. They are a human being looking for help.
Certainly. I absolutely love that probing process. I've actually reviewed a ton of sales calls, and when watching the videos, I can tell who's going to have an objection at the end because you can sense it. And I think when you're on a sales call, you can sense the energy. And as Manuela said, don't allow that to affect you because it will definitely hinder you in the end. So once you feel that that tension in the beginning, you want to start probing and break the ice to connect with the person as a human being. And another thing as well, I think it's really good to tailor your script, but not just go word for word. As a marketer and someone who does sales, I show up on people's sales call and I can just say, that's a script. Right? It's very similar. It's the same one that everybody's using. I think it's really important to tailor your script based on who you're talking to, kind of keep the outline the same, but make sure it's not word for word. You want to stay away from that. That can be a little bit tricky, especially if you're selling to other business owners.
And look, the only way to get rid of your script, or not rid of it, but is to understand the foundations, is exactly what I was explaining. Up and down, up and down, to go up again. So if you understand this flow, you don't need your script. You can let it flow because remember, you are in a conversation, but you know that you have the authority in the sales call and you are guiding the client through the journey you want to guide them. A lot of people lose control of the sales call in the beginning of the conversation and they will not regain control in the end. If you feel like you lost control, if you feel like things are not going the way you want, don't continue the call. Stop, probe, ask questions, illuminate, and then change this thing so you can continue. A lot of times I continue sales calls, even like feeling a resistance, no point. Nowadays, I stop people and I'm like, Mary, this was a sales call I had recently. Mary, I can feel that you are a bit resistant. I mean, it's completely normal. We are talking about finances here, right? So what is it in the back of your head right now? Oh, Manu, like I've been burned in the past. I don't know if I can trust. What would you say here? Most people would say, no. Yeah, you can trust me, right? I mean, no, you cannot. They are human beings. They never saw you before, right? That's what I'm saying. Detach yourself from yourself, right? What do you need to say in this situation? Mary, I agree with you. And to be honest, if I stay here talking about how amazing I am, how amazing the company is, you're never going to believe me, are you? Because the reality is every single person will say the same thing. So here's what I suggest, Mary. How about we reschedule this call, okay? This is one technique you can use if they are like not moving forward at all. How about we reschedule this call for next week? And I'm gonna send you a 20-minute mini training where you will see what we do, our case studies. You can go through our websites. You can talk to our clients. How does that feel? Yeah, that feels good. Cool. So let's book your session next week. I'll send you the mini training and then you give them a call and ask them to watch. There are some objections you cannot break in one single call. And trust is one of them. So if you have a trust objection a lot, your pre-sales call, that's where you need to focus, okay? So you need to stop the conversation, reschedule, give them the resources, prepare them for the call, right? And if you have other objections throughout your sales call, like money, people keep asking you, how much is this? How much it is? What you're gonna say? Look, I don't know if we can help you yet. So first, I really need to understand if we can help you, because I'm not gonna pitch you something if I don't know what your problems are, what do you need before that. Otherwise, I'm gonna give you an offer that has nothing to do with what you need. Okay? That's logical explanation. So never take it personally, because then you're gonna start having the best of yourself. Okay, just summary. We don't have too much time here, but that's just a summary. First of all, work on your pre-sales call value, and it's not any value. Who my client is, what their problems are, what their objections are, what their desires are. Cool. So you're gonna build a content that will increase their level of awareness and get them more ready to buy from you. So that's strategic content, not any content. Moving to the second part, in your sales call, it has to be emotional. No technical questions, no explanations, no education, emotional engagement, never taking it personally, probing a lot, and remembering that you're talking to a human being. Okay, I'm gonna give them a free sales script.
Oh,
Okay,
yes.
so yeah,
Perfect.
so they can go through, have a look, and see this flow and
Yeah.
understand the foundations of this flow, so you don't have to follow the script. Okay.
Perfect.
And I think we have an invitation, don't we?
Masterclass, right? Yeah, we have an amazing masterclass coming up. It's going to be on October 6th, which is a Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be an exclusive event, so you have to register if you want to attend. And there is some amazing free goodies if you do register. We're going to teach you how to build a human AI automated system that you can book 5 to 10 qualified sales calls daily, all on autopilot. So I'm really excited about this. Manuel, you want to add to that?
Yeah, so we're gonna show you how you can get similar results to, for example, Wendy, who went from 0 to 24,000 months in, I think it was 4 months or 5 months. And she had no Instagram, no authority online with a high ticket sale. Or Sam, who went from 0 to 10, 15K months. Or Trapper, who went from 14K months to 1 million, 2 million in a month. Terry, our recent case study, from 40K months to 990,000. So, I mean, it is a funnel that is worth having a look, because we're not going to give you just any funnel. This is a system. So you're going to understand the foundations. So you don't have to go find another funnel when yours stop working, because funnels are going to stop working all the time. So come and join us. You're going to see the foundations. You're going to start booking sales calls every day. And yeah, click below and book. We're
There you
excited.
go. Go ahead, click and register.
Yes.